Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Sunniva.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Forestry.
This is a new game coming out at Spiel this year, so thank you so much for the publisher for sending it along for us to play it and review it. And if you are going to Spiel, we will be there the whole week. From Wednesday, we're coming early and leaving late on Monday. Or not late on Monday, it doesn't matter to you, but we're leaving on Monday, which is after the thing closes. But if you want to make sure to see us, you can come find us at the Alliance Chili Fox at Porta booth area. We're going to be there Saturday from 10 to 2 and Sunday from 1 to 5. If you see us there or wandering around, we would love to see the secret sign. Yes. And please stop us and say hi. We think that's amazing. And we want to see you. So if you're coming, let us know and we will see you there, hopefully. Today, we're going to talk about forests and trees and stuff like that. As always, we're going to do a brief little overview and then we're going to talk about the stuff. This game is a action selection game. You're going to have action points and you're going to use those action points on basically two different areas of the board, the forest or the sawmill area here around the board. And there's going to be 9 or 10 rounds depending if you play the normal game or the advanced mode with the special powers of the player boards. So every round you're going to start by flipping over a round marker. This is the timer of the game and it's also going to give a little bonus. It might change the forest board a little bit. And then the first player is going to do their actions. In the beginning of the game you're going to start with 3 action points, but you can upgrade this track to get more and more action points throughout the game. You can also 2 times each round pay 4 coins to get another actions. And the actions you can do, you can move around your harvester, you can harvest trees. For example, this one says it goes 2 action points, but you will get some move on this reward track when you do, and you will get that tree when you flip this over. It shows that tree, that's where that tree you're gonna get. If you go over here, for example, you will pay 2 action points and you will get 2 trees, but you will not get to move on the reward track. And you will move around, that's going to cost action points. You will build buildings that will give you instant bonuses. That's going to cost action points. Everything is going to cost action points. Nothing is free in this game. Well, you will build water structures that can help you score points at the end of the game. In the sawmill area, you will move your little sawmill administrator or manager, I think it's manager, around from these 3 different areas. And let's say I am over there. I'm the blue player. I'm never blue I'm always blue in these videos, but because you set it up sometimes, then I'm blue. And here I'm blue. I now have these actions available to me, and all of them is going to cost 1 action point. Or I can pay to upgrade them, which then is going to give me a coin every time somebody uses that action. What you're trying to do is to get these wood. You try to do stuff to them, like dry them. Depending on the different contracts that you have, you will get new contracts, you will get task cards that have either an instant bonus you can use, or it has a thing that if you manage to do that throughout the game, you will score points for it at the end of the game. You will get these forester tokens that are basically doing good thing to the forest. I don't remember thematically all of them because I'm bad at theme, but you are thinning, I think, the forest. Yep. You're painting the forest. And you are doing something with animals, I think.
Supporting them.
Supporting the animals. Support animals. And you will place them to get bonuses. You will do reforestation because when somebody has... Oh, I can't stand there because you are there. Let's say I'm over here. And this one is on the dark side up. I can then pay seedlings and action points to place this into here and be able to flip it over. And I will get bonuses moving on the reward tracks. Whenever you have moved this reward track all the way around, you will get to choose one of the other 2 bonuses. This is one of the ways to move up on this. You can get technologies. You can even play with a basic one or the A side or the B side. That's going to have different technologies, both instant ones and also ongoing abilities. As we said, you can play with abilities on the player boards. And at the end of the game, you're going to score points for the task cards. You're going to score points. It's like a scoring thing here. You're going to score points for the buildings you build, the water buildings you build, the task card you managed to do, who has the most forester actions, and things you have left, and like some leftover pity points basically at the end of the game. And that is an overview of what you do in this game. Let's talk about forestry.
This game is very tight, surprisingly tight, because most of the things you do cost 1 or 2 action points, and in the beginning of the game, before you've done that specific bonus 2 times, you will have 3 action points every round. So each time I play this game, I'm just like, oh, we're halfway, and I've done 1 thing, I feel like. So this, especially first game of this, will fly by so quickly. you will definitely feel more, that you will achieve more the second time you play this game, for sure.
That's a good thing. Like this is of the heavier games we play this year. The rules aren't too heavy.
No.
But it is one of those games where like you have so few actions and you need to use those action points. Let's say you are there, or I am there because we're both blue. I'm using 2 of my action points to do this, and then maybe I want to move. That's my turn.
Yeah.
And that's 1/9 of the game. But you can pay. So you try to get coins, but you also need coins to upgrade your storage.
Yeah.
You can have more trees and you will use coins for other things. But you're trying to manage this. This is a game where the first game is very much a learning game, but then you will see, okay, but if I do it in this order, I will be able to get those bonus things, so I don't have to do that. And then I can get those coins, so I can do another action. So basically, it didn't cost an action to do that. And then you try to fulfill contracts at the right time, so you get good bonuses for the contracts and pick the contracts. Didn't even say like that there are 6 contracts. You can only see 2 here in this setup. But there's 2 here, it's going to be 2 down here and 2 up there, and you can only get the contracts that are in the area where your sawmill manager is.
This feels like a game where it's set up in a way, or the contracts are made in a way that you will be like, oh, I want to be here the whole game. You can't do that.
Nope.
Well, it's very hard. And sometimes I've played around where I move the harvester a ton, and sometimes I just stay like very, very close by. So it is a game where you feel like you accomplish so little, but it also means that the turns are pretty snappy because you don't have a lot of actions to do on your turn.
We have only gotten to play this with 2, just so you know.
Yeah.
And it has been quick. The first time it took an hour.
Yeah.
And this
pretty
is
good.
I have not played a game with this much gameplay in an hour for a long time. This is on the like usually when we play games the first time we're like, oh, that was a bit long.
Yeah.
And it took a bit more than the box says it always does. But then we like cut it down. Basically the second time we played it took a bit longer.
Yes.
Because we understood more how we could do, but only like 15 minutes. So it was an hour and 15 minutes, which I think, and this is heavier than most of the games we play, which I love, in an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
In that category, I put Cost of Burgundy, I put the Grand Austria Hotel, a lot of those like medium games. This is a step up in complexity and tightness from those games, but you can still play it in that time. So I feel that this is going to be very good with more players as well. But it's not like very interactive, so it's not like one I felt like we had to play with more players before we did a review.
Yes, I absolutely agree. You actually had your first thematic disconnect in this game.
I think it's the first one. I never think about theme when it comes to gameplay, but here I was like, can I do this? Doesn't make sense in my brain. And I know and I understand it now, I'm going to explain it. But when you play it, the first time I played it, I was like, okay, so I'm over here. I'm going to reforest this for an action point, and then I'm going to cut it down again. And I was like, that makes 0 sense. But of course, thematically, this forest doesn't have 1 tree.
Oh, that's true.
So it's not like, this is like abstraction of that, because it's a game.
Well, I might argue
Very
now
weird forest with 1 tree.
that this, with the dark setup, means that you can't take any more trees from that.
Yeah.
So kind of isn't more to cut.
I think
yes,
it
they
is.
want to preserve it. Yeah, I like it.
I think it's like this area you cannot take any more away before you plant a new one.
Makes sense.
So thematically that makes sense. But the first time I played, I was feeling, am I cheating now? Is this actually something that I can do? Back to the interaction. We have, as I said, only played 2 players. The only kind of interaction there is in the game is somebody taking a trunk contract before you, or the one that was a problem for you a couple of times, is that there can only be 1 harvester in 1 space. Because I went somewhere, basically, you will reserve a space when you go there. So sometimes I had 1 action point left, and I'm like, I really want to go there, and you are also available, so I'm going to go there. And then you were like, I'm going to go and take your trees. Like, you can't do that because you can't go in the same space.
No.
And it's usually not an intentional blocking. No. It's more of I want to get, because you have so few action points, I'm not going to, I think you're going to take this. But the other thing is that when you play a 2-player game, let's say I move there, and then the other player comes over, they're not going to get a bonus for going there.
Yes.
When you're playing 2 or 3 or 4 players, there is also a bonus for the second person coming into that area, but there's not a blocking, so everyone can be on the same spot. There is a good variety, I feel like, in the strategies, as you
Yeah.
said already. Sometimes you only moved a little bit, sometimes you moved a lot.
Yeah, and sometimes I focused heavy on contracts, and sometimes I focused more like on reforesting or getting this what do you call them?
Forester tokens, I
Forester
think.
tokens. So I feel like there's different paths to victory, absolutely. But I'm not thinking you can go a whole game without fulfilling any contracts.
No.
That feels
No.
like the one. But you can go a whole game just not worrying about
Yes.
these and not reforesting.
Yeah.
But if, of course, if no people are reforesting, we're having a hard time getting the wood we need, though.
But in like a multiplayer game, then that's kind of like a tactical choice of
Yes.
doing like, okay, but now I have some of these. Like one game I filled this out completely, and that was kind of my thing I did. So there is like nuances. It's not like I will not do anything with forests this game. It's when I say strategies, I don't mean like it's more of like this, but with different parts, so every game will feel different. And especially since you have these different player boards, there's 4 of them with 4 different abilities. There's a promo one as well, and that was pretty fun. I don't know like if that's going to be like a bundle or whatever, but the different abilities felt different.
Yeah.
And they felt fun. I have played with not all of them, but we played with all of them a couple times.
And yeah, those were fun. I feel like if you want to go for something really, the focus on it in this game, you don't have a lot of leeway to do a lot of other stuff. Because, for example, I think the hardest part for me to achieve has been to try to get those water
Yes, the
scorings.
water
Those
structures,
feel really hard
Yeah.
because you want to be really good at different things. I feel like usually when we play this game, I manage to be really good at one thing.
1.5 maybe. Like
Yeah, 1.5.
One and a little other thing. I agree with that. There is a little bit of randomness. It's not a problem, but there is a little bit of randomness that sometimes might cause a little bit of frustration. The biggest thing, like, of course, is going to be, oh, you flipped a contract that was the
Perfect
one
for
I
you,
wanted,
yeah.
or a task card, but it's not like I can instantly take a task card, or I can instantly, like, if I randomly am there and flipping a contract that's really good for me, that's good. The one thing that is like a little bit of a nuance is, if you flip this, let's just put this back, and I'm flipping this, and this is going to flip a tree like this face down. So this one is going to be the first one to go. So let's say I'm over here. I move there. My next plan is I need this tree.
Yeah.
So if this comes and flip this over, I now need to use an action to reforest that.
Yeah.
And if I don't have any seedlings, I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah.
So and it just randomly happened. Nothing that was, it wasn't anything I did into it. It wasn't anything that I could have foreseen. That is my biggest nuance of the game, which is small, but it is my biggest like flaw, I feel like, in this game, which is so tight and doesn't have like randomness in other elements.
Yeah, and also there's some randomness in where the new of these forestry tokens get put out. So if
Flipping a card.
You pick this up, you will place a new one and you will draw. And let's say your plan is to go for these.
Yeah.
And especially in a 2-player game, they will not be taken that often. Let's say the other one is over here. Makes it a lot harder than if it's spawned closer. If you're more players, I feel like those will move more around for good and bad.
Yeah, but it's not like there's other ways to get more of them on the cards, on the contracts and stuff like that. So it's not a big thing, but those are a couple of like random spawn thing that does happen. So who do you think is gonna like this game?
I think you'll like it if you like crunchy euros, and also you have to be okay with the feeling that, oh, my turn was move 1 space and cut down a tree.
The first time especially. I
Yeah.
feel like this is one where you will not want to play it once and then decide how much you like it. I liked it a lot after the first time. But the first action that we were looking at, I'll be like, so I'm cutting down these and I'm moving 1 space?
That's it.
But then you get those, and then you get those things you need, and you move here, you get an ability, you get some money, you can do an extra action, you then fulfill a contract that gives you even more stuff, and it's one of those games. You need to squeeze out those actions. And I think, like, if you like the kind of games that we do, like a tight, pretty, as I said, this is a very interesting, because I would put it into the heavy Eurogame category.
You would.
I would put it into the heavy Eurogame category, but on the lighter side.
Yeah.
But it is one of the smoothest playing in that category I've played in a long time because it goes so quickly.
Oh yes.
And usually you have a lot of AP. I also have moments of AP, and in this game not too much. Like as I said, the longest game we played was 75 minutes. So I feel like you can easily, if you're playing with people who don't have like huge AP moments, play this with 4 players in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which I think is really, really good. Or maybe 2.5. Let's say 2.5 hours. I think that is a very, very good playtime. So it's like a cop out. But if you know who we are, like if you watch our videos, if you like the kind of games we like, I think you might like this game.
Yeah.
So do you want to do some final thoughts?
Let's do it.
Boom.
I like Forestry. I like it more and more the more I play it. The first time I wasn't blown away the way you were. I thought it was a little weird with some of the random elements. But when you get used to it, I'm not bothered by them anymore. And also, I think it's so fun to explore this game and try the different technologies that I can unlock. There's some...
There's 2 sides.
Yeah, there's 2 sides, but there's some passive abilities that give you stuff when you do something, or they're just like instant bonuses right now. And you're always looking for the right order to do stuff in. For example, I know that I need to dry some wood, but I can't dry a wood that I haven't picked up yet. It's thematic, but I'm used to being like, oh, I pick this up and I place it here, and then I'm going to put this here later. You can't do that because of thematic
Put some
reasons.
sun in a box. And
Yeah, it makes sense. But I'm just really happy when I play this game, and also because, as you said, the turns go like this, and before I know it, it's 3 turns left. I'm just like, wait a minute. Now I need to focus on the things that I really need to be done. Because it's so easy to get sidetracked by, ooh, I can build this building over here. I'm not even going for buildings, but that sounds good. And trying to see like, oh, but if I do that, I get another one of those stars, and that moves me just past there. And then I can get the dry token that I desperately need for that contract. Just like all the small thinkiness, and I'm looking forward to play it with more players as well. We just tried it with 2 players. So I'm going to give this an 8.5. I think it's a super solid game.
Forestry, I think it's the best game I played this year so far. I don't know where it's gonna land, but this is fantastic. This is one of those games that just give me that feeling of joy. I'm gonna talk about the feeling because you talked about these different things, and I agree with everything. The random element is so small. And it's mostly been me who has been the butt end of that thing that happened. And it didn't bother me because it worked. And this is a fantastic design. This is a game, as I said, it managed to make a pretty medium rule set into a very tight and light heavy game that gives me so much gameplay in a short amount of time. It makes me just super giddy and happy inside. It makes me happy. I said it already, but it is pure fun. I have so much fun with this. I have so much fun with different abilities I played, trying out the different things, trying to squeeze out that, thinking, okay, I have those 4 action points now. How am I going to use those? Okay, because if I do that, but maybe I can do this thing because I have this card. But if I choose to use this task card for this ability, like getting the Forestry token, I will not score the points for it. But maybe if I get more back from it, all of these things makes it such a fun experience. It is tight, it's crunchy, it is truly, truly, truly great. I love it. I'm going to give it a 9.5.
Cool.
It is really good. Highly recommend it. Sunna recommends it. I highly recommend it.
Yes.
Check it out if you are in Spiel and if you enjoy this. I think that if you watch this and you will understand if it's not going to be for you, because it is a crunchy, tight game and not everybody likes a game like this. So with that out of the way, we hope to see you at Spiel. Show us the secret site. Come by and see us at the booth area, Chili Fox, Aporta, Allian, 10 to 2 on Saturday and 1 to 5 on Sunday. And we're going to wander around all the times, so we hope to see you there. And if you are watching all the way to the end, you can
subscribe.
You could also do it in the beginning. It's not like a rule that you have to watch this to do it, but please help us out by subscribing to the channel. And that's the end. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.